I don't know if I'm here or not. I forgot how to do this. I need to go live more often. Lord Almighty, I really need to go live more often, don't I? 'Cause I really have no idea what I'm doing now. Yay! I love it when I have no idea what I'm. Am I here? Am I here? Okay, I hope I'm here. I don't think I'm gonna be on very long. I'm just not in the mood. Maybe some people might understand it. Maybe some people won't. What do you mean morning? It ain't morning. It's 11 at night. This is the evening. This is like you know almost bedtime and all that. Oh my god, I put it on top. Oh boy. Okay, I'm horrible. Yeah, duh, it's not morning. Hello, Tracy. Hello, Mayor. Hello, Artsy. Hello, people washing in the bushes. You know, for the past week, hey, KCG, for the past week, I've been hearing, about streams and I've been here and there pretty much about streams that have been putting other people down, comparing people comparing themselves to other people. Well, I have this. Oh, you don't have that. Well, I have this. You don't have that. Or I don't have this, yet you have it, and I want it, blah, 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 blah. You know, rather than trying to put people down and trying to compare or compete with other people, rather than live in the past, people should be living for the present, for today, not for yesterday and not tomorrow, because tomorrow is not guaranteed for anybody. This is the season to be kind, caring, and giving, and for forgiving and for forgetting. Yet, there are more people this year just on a rampage to try to knock people down as far as they can, which normally is bad, but it's even worse when it's almost Christmas time. People are so worried about this and that. Oh, well, this person did this person said that. And it's like, grow the F up. Grow up. Be thankful for what you do have and don't have. Be thankful for what you do have in your life. I have been depressed. Well, I wouldn't say depressed, more like sad, literally, since yesterday. And I'm going to blame Terry Lynn for that. I am, because in a way, it's kind of her fault, but in a way, it's not her fault. But she did say something that hit home, and it hit home even farther today. You've got people on the internet grifting when they have a home, when they have a room to stay in. You've got people online grifting when they have some place warm to go to at the end of the day. You got people sad fishing for the littlest things, and it's pathetic. It is pathetic. There are people in this world right now who don't know when their next meal is going to be. There are people literally right now in the freezing blizzard on the streets. There are people right now being evicted from their homes because of no fault of their own, whether it be a health scare, whether it be a health issue, whether it be a loss of job. People are losing their sense of stability and security. And all people want to do is whine and whinge about, oh, well, this person said this about me. Oh, this person said this about me. Oh, that person did this to me. Oh, that person did that to me. Okay, yeah, I understand, that people do hurt you. But when you have to constantly bring it up day in and day out, when you have to interview other people's family members to make your point across, there's something wrong with you. Nobody deserves to have their personal business, their family members dragged on the internet. But at the same time, nobody deserves to be victimized during the holidays. The holidays are bad enough for a lot of people. There is so much hate going on right now that it is becoming unbearable. You know, I actually had to walk to the store today, and I saw something that was really, really horrifying. As I was walking to the store, a family, a family, a real family, okay, a real family lost their house today. Their house caught fire. They lost everything today. They lost their sense of security. They lost their sense of home due to a fire. Now, while I do not know how the fire started, I'll probably I'll I'll probably get the answer to that in the next day or two. The family is okay. The family is okay. No, nobody got hurt. Everybody got out fine. But to see children out on the street watching everything they had go up in smoke 2 days before Christmas is really, really, really sad. And people on the internet are worried about internet drama. You've got Sewer speaking lies on people. You've got Dustahuffa accusing people of being traffickers. You've got Toothless Truck Driver and Hot and Earthworm Jim over there calling people predators and crap. You've got some wannabe pretending she's something that she's not, trying to make a woman's life miserable in the worst time ever just because she speaks her mind. You people have homes. You people have spouses. You people have children. And you want to spend your entire time online dragging other people down in what is supposed to be the most happiest time of the year. And I don't mean jolly old joys or ha ha ha's and fa la la la's. No. This is supposed to be the most happiest time of the year because it is supposed to be the season of hope, the season of forgiving, the season of forgetting, the season of letting go, the celebration of the birth of Jesus, the celebration of giving and not receiving. This is supposed to be the season where you put your all into something without expecting anything in return. Yet horrible people, miserable people want to go and do everything they can to make this season as depressing as they are, and that is wrong. That is wrong. You know, when I was talking to to Artsy and Mayor earlier, I was actually trying to think of how to do this because honestly, I don't know how to do this. I really don't know how to get the words out there that I want to say. But as I said, people are already going through a lot. There are people out there who don't have families to spend the holidays with. There are people out there who can't even celebrate the holidays with their families. There are people in nursing homes whose own children never bother to take the time to come and see them. There are children in foster care waiting for the day that they will have a family they can call their own. And all you people are worried about is trying to drag other people down to your low point. I was actually thinking while I was, taking a hiatus. Let's be honest, I was taking a hiatus because when you're a creator, you have to think of something. You have to put your all into something. It doesn't matter if it is a 5-minute video or a 20-hour live stream. It doesn't matter. You have to put your all into it. And my all was not there. And a lot of things happened to me. My mother got sick. She's still annoying me, but my mother got sick. And I was going to other platforms to forget what I was going through because I didn't want to be the topic of, you know, oh, well, I didn't want sympathy. I didn't want that. I didn't want people feeling sorry for me. And I said that. I didn't want people to feel like, oh, well, he's going through this. We should, what? I don't want people to feel pity for what I'm going through. And I didn't want to feel like I was sad fishing either because I'm not. But at the same time, I know there are other people going through worse than I am. There are families who have parents in hospice or in the hospital. There are children out there knowing that this may be the last holiday they'll be able to spend with their parent or their parents. I was thinking about what to say and what not to say, and the only thing that I could come with is what would what would Christ do? Christ would be himself and he would speak the truth. He wouldn't back down, he wouldn't lie, he wouldn't, you know, change a narrative just so some people wouldn't get their feelings hurt. I'm sorry, CJ. I hope the best for her. I do. I really do. But at the same time, there are other people out there worse off than I am. Now, this Christmas, I'm not going to be here. I want to do what I did last Christmas, and that is spend it at a local orphanage with children who are less fortunate than than I was. These are children who are longing to look for a family, hoping that one day somebody will come in and recognize them and go, "Oh my God, you were always a part of my family." This is a season of peace, love, hope, and renewal. And all a lot of people want to do is keep the drama going and going and going and going. That weighs on your mental health a lot, which is why I don't watch a lot of people no more. I don't. I really don't watch a lot of people. I watch the people who I support. Am I part of the drama community? Yes. I'm not going to lie and say that I'm not. I'm not going to lie and say that I don't like a little drama every now and then. But there is a fine line from being dramatic to being overly dramatic. There is. You can be a drama channel and have fun with it, or you can be a drama channel and bring everybody down with you. There are a lot of drama channels that make fun and make light out of every little thing. And on the same notion, there are drama channels out there that just go as deep and as dark as they possibly can and drag you down with them. And I don't want to be part of the dark part. I don't want to be constantly depressed. I don't. But I am depressed now because reality is this. At the end of the day, this is YouTube. Okay, this is the internet. You're not changing anything for the better. Whether you're fun loving and you're fun going, or you're overly dramatic into the dark depths of hell, you're not changing anything. You're not bringing any attention or anything to light. The only way that you can change the world is if you are part of the world. Now, I hear people out there going, well, I donated this and I donated that. You can donate something. That's fine. That's fine. But what people really need right now, more than anything, is a shoulder to cry on and ears to listen to them. You can go out there and you can donate a cashmere or a silk quilt to somebody, but it's not the same as taking time out of your day to listen to somebody that really needs an ear to talk to, or even a hug. You can take 5 minutes out of your day, and that 5 minutes could change anybody's day for the better. It might even change their whole outlook for life. If a lot of people took, and this is including me, okay, so I don't want people to go around saying, well, I'm holier than thou right now. But this goes with me too, okay? If we all took the same amount of energy that we put in to online media, social media, whatever, if we took all that same energy and put it into something worthwhile, like Meals on Wheels, or just going and um, volunteering at a kitchen or at a shelter, or just even, like I said, just listening. Think of how better the world will be. But the more and more and more you dig into YouTube, there's just that me bull crap. The world does not revolve around an individual. The world does not survive with an individual. The world needs everybody working together to create a better tomorrow. Merry Christmas, Ronnie. I actually didn't really want to go live tonight, but I kind of was told to go live, and here I am. And this is what you're getting. This is what you're getting. I have also been thinking about the past year as a whole. What have I given to anybody in general? What have I given to anybody in general? See, that's the problem. I can't really think of what I've given back to other people. So, like I said, I was rethinking. Not rethinking, but I was thinking about a lot of things over the past couple of weeks, but more so this past week. I was actually watching an episode. I know a lot of people are out there going to laugh at me, but I was actually watching an episode of Touched by an Angel the other night. And these words ring true. It is easier to hate than it is to forgive and to forget. But when you forgive for yourself, but you also forgive them for themselves. When you forgive, you let a burden go. When you forgive, you get a sense of peace that you can only find when you forgive somebody. So, if God can forgive somebody, I'm going to enter this new year by forgiving everybody who went against me. I'm going to go into the new year with an open heart. I'm going to go into next year hopeful. I'm going to leave everything of this year in this year. I'm not going to drag it on into the new year. I am going to let people do what they want to do. Thank you, Carrie. But when the new year comes and rolls around, when that new year begins, and as it continues, I'm not going to let anybody get in my way or stop me. But at the same time, I'm not going to give crappy people the time of day like I used to do. I'm going to go into the new year a different me. And I hope a lot of people do that. Is it easy for me to forgive everybody? No. But I know by forgiving everybody who tried to run me over with the afternoon bus, I'm going to get that peace. I'm going to get that weight off my burden, that weight off my shoulder. because it doesn't matter. What matters to me more than anything is being better than who I was. Will I still go into drama channels? Yeah, because you know me, I like the spectacle of it all. But I'm not gonna get into a shouting match. I'm not. I'm not gonna go into a shouting match. Being hateful and spiteful, doing screaming matches, doing yelling matches, it takes energy. And that energy can be used on something better. I don't know what yet, but I'll figure that one out. I was also actually thinking of how I can take my channel and do something good with it. Don't know what yet either. I know I have a lot of ideas for my channel. Some do transfer, some don't. But I don't think my channel is going to be the same after the new year. I really don't. Because I really don't want to be a voice for somebody else. And I really don't want to make the mistake of speaking for somebody else. Everybody has a voice and nobody should be silenced. And people can defend themselves. Yeah, I can be there as a friend. I can defend them as a friend. But doing so, we sometimes cross that line of when do you actually defend your friend to speaking for your friend? And I don't want to ever feel like I'm speaking for somebody or on somebody's behalf. Ah, that's true, CJ. You know, we have so many problems going on in the world today. We really don't need online Karens to dictate what is more important, nor do we need hateful, spiteful people on YouTube telling us what's wrong with them or what's wrong with us. If something's wrong with you, then change it. If you don't like us, then don't watch us. We are all different individuals with our own personalities. If you don't like it, don't watch us. Don't mention us. Don't do anything. Now, let's get into the issue with something that was said um, about men in the community and whatnot. First and foremost, I am who I am. Okay. Now, if I want to flirt with guys, I'll flirt with guys. It's not like I'm being vulgar. It's not like I'm being, sexually explicit in my flirting. If people don't like it that I flirt with other guys or whatever, that's on you. Okay? That's a you issue, not a me issue. Do I care if it makes you feel uncomfortable? No, but you need to ask yourself, why are you uncomfortable with a guy flirting with another guy? That's what you need to be worried about. If you're so worried about me flirting with other men, mind you, men that do play back, then you need to figure out why it bothers you so much and nobody else. Let's also talk about the fact. Now, I am going to bring Terry Lynn in this because this is about Terry. This one's about Terry Lynn. Okay. And a little bit about Mims, too. Terry Lynn and Mims and me have a friendship. We do. Now, I do make comments towards Terry Lynn and Mims, about the rabbit or about dildos and whatnot. But it's only said in jest. Now, if Terry Lynn and Mims had a problem with talk like that, they would tell me. Once again, don't speak for other people. Terry Lynn is not afraid to speak her mind. Mims is not afraid to speak her mind. And I follow the cues of Terry Lynn, Mims, and everybody else I talk with. If it's not a proper time to bring something up or to make a joke, I don't make a joke. But once again, if it bothers you so much, you need to ask yourself, why does it bother you? The last time I looked, I'm an adult. I don't need parental guidance. I don't need a handler. I don't need somebody to, bend me over and spank me and go bad boy. I am an adult. I am not a child. Do not treat me like a child. Do not treat anybody like a damn child. Okay? Literally. I'm going to always be who I am. I am. If you don't like it, don't listen to it. If you don't like it, don't watch it. It's that simple. But once again, if I am on somebody's panel, I always follow the cues. If we're having fun, we're having fun. If it's a serious convo, it's a serious convo. It's that easy. It's that easy. I'm not a prude, and nobody on this planet is ever going to turn me into a prude. Sex is the fact of life. Get over it. Clutch your pearls, ladies. Sex is what consenting adults do and talk about. Hell, some people do it right in the open. That's why we have nudist camps. Now, yeah, nude beaches as well. You're right, Lisa Ann. You're right. Oh, wait. Oops. There. But there is this thing too, okay? Every creator knows who I am. I don't hide who I am. Creators know that if they let me up on the panel, I speak what's on my mind. I say what's on my mind. I don't sugarcoat anything. Now, sometimes I understand my mouth gets me in trouble and it gets the creator in trouble. I understand that. I do. And I always take responsibility for that. But to act like, a creator doesn't know what they're getting into is wrong. Whenever I'm up on a panel, a creator knows they take a risk by having me up there. They do. But it's the same thing when you allow anybody up on your panel. You don't know what they're going to say. YouTube is not scripted. Some people are more vulgar than I am. And to be honest, I don't think I'm that vulgar at all. Thank you, Carrie Ann. But as I said, we are all consulting adults. If you cannot handle the funuckery or the jokes or certain conversations, that once again is on you. It is not us. We can do whatever we can do to limit how uncomfortable people feel, but at the same time, we cannot eliminate it. We can do our best to try not to offend one person, but by doing so, we offend another person. There is not going to be a time when one person is not going to be offended. There's not. We can do whatever we can to limit it, but we cannot eliminate it completely. Now, on that same notion, if your feelings get hurt very easily, then maybe YouTube is not the platform for you to be on. People on YouTube have a tendency to get dirty, raunchy, vulgar, perverted, nasty, crazy, insane. They have a tendency of going through every emotion at any given time. If you can't handle that, like I said, that's on you. We are not here to cure your mental health. We are not here to promote your ideologies. We are not here to walk hand in hand with you like a lost child and a parent. We're not. We are here to have our own fun and to have our own conversations and to meet new people as we go along. That's what we do. That's who we are. And like I said in my other video, in my other video, which I have down there somewhere, we as creators use our channels to speak our truth. It may not be your truth, but it is our truth. It is our opinions. It is our conversations. Now, I don't want to sound like a complete asshole, but I'm going to. As creators, we're not here to speak your stories. We're not here to speak your truth. If you want to speak your truth, you can do so in the chats. If you want to speak your truth, you know, I'm not saying you have to, but you can create a channel. You need to speak your own truth. We as creators cannot speak for subscribers. We cannot speak for anyone else other than ourselves. We can share your story, but we can't speak your story, if that makes sense. That's not our job. It's not our job to be your therapist. It's not our job to coddle anybody and tell them it's going to be okay. It's not our job at any given time to hold you like a baby and guide you through the YouTube streets or the online streets. It's not our job. If you want us to be your therapist, then you know what? I'm going to tell you this right now. If you want any of us to be your therapist, then you need to start paying us like a therapist. I expect my $850 for an hour session. There you go. You want a therapist? I'll be your therapist. $850 an hour. There you go. Being a therapist is a job. It's a commitment. If you want a therapist, you're going to have to pay for one. I ain't gonna do anything for free. If you want me to be your therapist, you're gonna have to pay for it. If I have to hear your bullshit, you damn well better know that I want to be paid for that time. I don't care if your 4-year-old brother stole your sucker when you were 3, and now you have, hoarder issues. Okay? If you want to have that type of conversation, $850 an hour. And then I will tell you everything is going to be all right. Then I will coddle you. Then I will walk with you hand in hand through the YouTube streets. Okay? $850 an hour. You want a therapist? $850 an hour. We do YouTube because it's fun for us. We do YouTube because it's a disconnect of our life. But if you really want us to be your therapist, one, there's something wrong with you. We already know that if you want us to be your therapist. Number two, we need to get paid for it. Number three, you need to listen to us. Okay? But all jokes aside though, nobody on YouTube can legally be your therapist. Even if they have a license to be a therapist, they cannot be your therapist online. There are apps for that. There are phone lines for that. But as creators on YouTube, We're not legally allowed to be your mental health advisor. The only thing that we can do is give you a vague opinion, like, well, I think you should seek therapy, or maybe you should see a psychologist. Like, that's the most that we can do. We cannot sit here and analyze you. We cannot sit here and give you professional medical advice. To use YouTube as a substitute for therapy, that is no. That is the worst thing that you can do. It is the worst thing that you can do. Now, this also brings me back to the first conversation we were talking about. And I know I'm going to get a few questions after this live stream is over. And I know I'm putting myself at risk here. But I've always been transparent on what I'm doing in my corner. Always been transparent. Never held back. And yes, I'm stalling right now. Bite me. Going back to the conversation I had opening up with this. I have decided, against my better judgment, to do something that I never thought I was going to do. Now remember, what I'm about to say shall not be taken away, should not take lighthearted. But for the past 2 days, I have been doing something unorthodox. Like I said, I've been looking into something I thought I would never be thinking of doing, but because Terry Lynn went into her, you know, compassion speech the other night, and more so thinking about that family who lost everything in the fire earlier today. But that hit home even more. For the past 2 days, I have actually been looking into adoption. Now, there's a difference between looking into adoption and going through adoption. I have been looking into adoption. I have been looking in what the process is, what the process does, what the requirements are. I've been looking into what is needed in an aspect of a family, or a possible family. I have been looking into what the adopter needs, and what the adopter is required to have. So for the past 2 days, that is actually what I have been looking into, is adoption. I may be going to go through the process after the New Year's. That's not set in stone, however, but I have been looking into it. Now, before anybody asks me, no, I don't want a newborn child. I don't do diapers, I don't do toilets, and I certainly as hell don't do windows. Okay, I will never do diapers. Okay, I will never do diapers. But at the same notion, I don't want a kid too young either. But at the same time, I don't want a kid that is too old either. Like, I want a child that's kind of like in the middle. Now, the last time I did look into adoption and I did fill in the questionnaire and I did fill it in properly, and I did call them up, the application is still valid. Now, that application that I did allows me to adopt 5 children. That is the maximum that I can adopt. Now, there is a whole process of going through adoption. I haven't made it that far. I haven't made it that far. I haven't made it through the process yet. But like I said, I think after the new year, I probably will go through the process. Like, there's a whole list that you have to do. But I already know a few things already, and I can't say them online, but I have been approved for a I've been approved for about, ooh, what was it? Because there was a there was a there's a lot of forms that you have to fill out and then they grade you. The last time I did this was 2 years ago, and I was 70% ready. Hey, it was 70%. Yeah, it was 70, not 77. It was 70%. 70. 70 is still better. Okay? That's not exactly an F. Hmm. That's a passing grade in my book. What? Yeah, I think I may do that, Lisa. The process isn't easy. It does take a lot of time and it does take a lot of money. But I'm doing my yeah, 70% passes. Yes, it is. Um, but I've already made it. Adoption is expensive domestically. Even with the credits that you get, it's still relatively expensive. But I've already made up my mind that if I do go through the adoption process, it is going to be domestic. I'm not going to go to another country to adopt a child unless it is the only option. Gemini, I have considered being that. That is another thing I'm looking into as well. Hello, Cole. But the way that I see it, I have a home and I have rooms that are not being used. And I know, for one, I'd make a great parent because I'm like a big kid myself. So that is what I've been doing the past 2 days. Now, I already have gotten a hold of a caseworker who is actually helping me out with this process too. So it's not like I'm doing this on my own. Good night, Lisa. Carrie, see, that's my worry. You see, if I'd be like, I don't want to give them back. They're mine. Go away. Go away. And be like, go find your own old children. I know I would be a foster fail. I don't know. For the past 2 weeks, just watching everything and listening to everybody, you kind of get caught up in everything. And you forget that there is a real world out there of suffering. There is a real world outside where people are forgotten every day. And it's just, yeah, I know I'm kind of depressing everybody right now, but you know what? The sad thing is, real life is kind of depressing. But if I can bring joy to just one person, then I know I have done a great job. Like I said, it's very easy to hate, but it's very hard to forgive. But if you can forgive, you will know a peace. And that peace will fill your heart. So, you know what? Like I said earlier, I forgive everyone. Good night, Carrie. So, before I end the stream, just remember this: a kind word can go a long way, a hug can go a long way, listening to somebody can go a long way. Try to do better in the new year, not just for the sake of somebody else, but for the sake of you. Do not take the old year with you into the new year. Leave the old year behind you and step into the new year with a brand new you, with an open heart and an open mind. You all have a very Merry Christmas. Thank you for hearing my rant. I hope that this little rant touches home to somebody. And to people in the bushes who think they've been forgotten, no one is forgotten. God loves you all, every one of you. And He is always there beside you. Whether you can see Him or not, you are never alone. You guys have a very Merry Christmas, and I shall see you after the new year. Good night, everybody.